And welcome back to the WHHI Daily News. Wendy Cummings has joined us once again. She is the school nurse at Cross Schools. Wendy, it's great to have you. We are in the throes of the winter months, and parents get really, I guess, frustrated as to, should I keep my child home from school because they're not feeling well? So let's just jump right in and give us some tips and some guidance, if you would, and when it's appropriate to just keep your child home from school, Wendy.
Sure. Thank you for having me. So it is very frustrating and a little daunting. We've all had those mornings where we just don't feel like getting out of bed. Maybe we just don't want to go to school or don't want to go to work as adults. And the question is, do I send them? Do I not send them? So my general rule of thumb, and most schools, school nurses and health clinics follow the same protocol. Vomiting, diarrhea, and fever are three definites that keep your child at home. There are some exceptions, especially if you're dealing with really young ones that can have diarrhea for, anything, teething and other things. But general rule of thumb, those three, we want you vomiting, diarrhea, and fever-free for 24 hours before returning. There are some other school exclusions, and most schools follow the South Carolina DHEC school exclusion list, and that is something that parents can also access. But I would just, for those types of things, I would just encourage you to reach out to your school nurse.
Right.
And parents always want to know fever. What is a fever? So for school and for sending your child to school, the American Academy of Pediatrics is what we follow and what I find that most schools follow. And that is 100.4 or greater orally is considered a fever.
Wow.
Now,
that seems awful high. 104? Really?
No, 100.4.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for clarifying.
Yes.
100.4. Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. No, 104. You definitely. We hope you're
right.
calling your pediatrician or paying a visit to your local emergency department. And with that, I will say that children who are 3 months of age or younger, if they have 100.4, it is recommended on the American Academy of Pediatrics site that they be evaluated by their private physician. And 3 months to 3 years, if it's 102.2 or higher, then they want to reach out to their primary care provider or their pediatrician. But for sending home or for keeping home, the general rule, again, that we and most schools follow is American Academy of Pediatrics recommendation of 100.4.
Okay.
And that is our threshold of sending home.
All right.
Now, what if your child doesn't have a fever?
And has a sore throat. Let's say they have a sore throat and are coughing.
Sore throat, coughing, congestion. This is where, work with your team, work with your teachers and your school nurse, open communication with them. You may get the call from the school nurse saying, your child's in my office. They've been to visit me multiple times today. They're just not feeling well. No fever, no vomiting, but I just don't think they are up to being at school. In the morning, if you notice your child's not feeling well, they've complained, tummy ache, headache, and there's no fever, and you find no reason for it, maybe shoot your school nurse and your teacher an email letting them know. It's generally not as helpful if you tell your child, oh, sweetie, let's go ahead, let's push through the day, but if you don't feel good, mommy will come get you. Because they hang on to that because they want to be at home with mom.
Right.
So I'd encourage you, communicate with your teacher and your school nurse. They're your team. They're an advocate for your child and for your family, and they want to keep them at school. So just communicate that with them and trust that they will reach out to you if your child is not feeling well.
All right. Great advice. Thank you so much, Wendy Cummings with Cross Schools. And we'll see you again next month with more tips and advice for us. Thanks, Wendy.
Thank you.